Well, I think it's very important. Fab Research does similar research to the sort of research that I've carried out in the past. I think it's crucial to investigate the impact of diet on children's health, be it physical health, cognitive health. I believe that children's diets are substandard right now, and I think something needs to be done.
I think Fab Research is a great organisation to follow, because they bring together so many different experts and hold these events where people come together, and there's some really interesting findings. Usually I've been coming to a few of them over the last year now, and there's always, you know, really internationally recognised speakers that bring forward sort of the information that is important for my job.
Fab Research is important because at this current moment in time, nutrition and diet are becoming more significant, with a whole range of issues around food poverty, around nutritional poverty, and these are going to have an impact on mental health, and we need to start to talk about that before it has more of an impact on mental health.
I think Fab Research is important because it's actually putting out into this kind of domain how fats are really, really important in the diet. So I know we're always talking today about the DHA, but obviously we've all been conditioned to have a low-fat diet, and is that really the sort of diet that we should be eating? You know, all the evidence points to the fact that no, we shouldn't be, and perhaps what we should be doing is looking at our consumption of processed foods as opposed to, you know, the lack of fats in our diet, which I think is detrimental to our health.
Because of the whole question of food and behaviour, it is really crucial to children's intellectual development, their behaviour in the classroom, their learning, and not just them, of course, but the teachers, the other children are all affected by one child.
I was very interested in children, the future of our nation, and my interest since I was 11 was in the food we eat and how it affects our physiology. So I was very interested in pursuing Alex because I'd read about her, and the first time I encountered her was at a lecture in London, which I remember very eagerly going to and being like at the first of the class and wanting to speak to her afterwards. And then lo and behold, through the own work that I did with fish oils, that Alex became part of an extensive team, and I had the privilege to lecture with her, because my mission really is, I see myself as a linchpin, because there's lots of science out there which is quite difficult for the public to understand, but I wanted to translate those messages into easy terms that mums and kids could understand, and most importantly put into practice.
I first came across Fab Research in, I think it was 2007. I went to a child and adolescent mental health conference down in Cambridge, and Alex Richardson was supposed to be doing a talk that day, and someone else couldn't turn up, so she did the whole day, and she gave us an amazing amount of information on fats and how the body does and doesn't use them. And I came away from there thinking, I'm going back to eating butter, I'm going back to using saturated fats to cook with, because they don't turn into hydrogenates when you cook with them. I learned so much about fats, and I also learned why it is, as an educational psychologist, I see far more boys with learning issues than I see girls with learning issues, and it basically has to do with the way testosterone and estrogen either protect or don't protect the usage of the fats in the body. So I just found it all completely fascinating, and of course I see these children every day, and we help them with various interventions, but none of them get to the root of the problem. And I thought, this is the root of the problem, it's the diet. And since 2007-8, I've been working with parents and children in putting a bit on diet as well as the rest of what I normally do.
Well, I think that the research they're doing is fascinating, A, and B, it's addressing an area which very few other people are addressing. There is so much potential within nutritional therapy, it seems to us, from the work we've been doing over the last 20 years. It's cheap, it has no side effects, it is easy, there are no compliance problems, you know, that really you're just talking about food here. And there is such potential for improving outcomes for the general population. And other people don't do this work, and other people do not get this information out there. So Fab is doing a fab job.